This question came from a comment on my main channel, Average to Jacked, and I'll throw it up on the screen now. But basically, he said he's stuck. He can't add weight, he can't get more reps, and the weight never feels easier. Nothing seems to be progressing even though he's consistent. And he keeps hearing that it's just a plateau and that switching exercises or routines might fix it. And honestly, it's hard to answer his specific question because he just doesn't give a ton of context. So instead of trying to guess his training split, his diet, his sleep, or his stress levels, I want to give you the exact framework I use anytime someone in my program hits a plateau. Because I promise you, this will happen to pretty much everyone who trains long enough. The first thing you need to do when you think you're plateaued is actually nothing. And I mean that seriously. One bad session or workout doesn't really mean anything because strength fluctuates based on sleep, your stress, your food, your hydration, and even time of the day that you're lifting. So step one is simple, just ignore it. But if that same lift stalls again multiple weeks in a row, that's when we start paying attention. But a few questions I want you to ask yourself before you start thinking about changing exercises or routines is how's your sleep? How's your calories? Because if you're trying to push progression while you're eating at maintenance or even in a deficit, there's your problem. And then also look at your stress levels. If one of those things is clearly off, you fix that first and then you give it another week. And then step three is if the lift still isn't moving, the next thing is still not changing exercises or even rep ranges, it's just taking a step back. And this is where a deload comes in. And basically a deload just means temporarily reducing training stress so your body can recover. That might mean cutting volume in half for a week or taking a full week completely off. And if you decide to take a deload, you're not going to lose any progress. A lot of people are actually shocked when they come back and find that the weight either moves again or it just feels easier overall. And all they needed this whole time was just like a week break from intense training. And for the last step, and this is if you've tried everything and you've even deloaded and the weight still hasn't moved for several weeks, this is where you actually look at changing the exercise. And all you do is just rotate to a close variation. So for this example, let's say you're stalling out on an incline barbell bench press. All you do is switch to dumbbells. Like that's a very close variation, still do the same degree of incline, and then just stick to that new variation for a couple months. And then you would eventually rotate back to the barbell. Just remember that plateaus are feedback. They're not some random thing that just happens out of nowhere. If you dig deep enough in the order I just gave you, you will find the problem eventually, but it does take close observation and patience. So I hope this helps you out, bro. And if you guys watching have any questions you'd like me to answer, then drop them below this video in the comment section. And if you need a step-by-step workout program that's going to work no matter your starting point or even equipment level, learn more by clicking the link in the pinned comment. Peace.